This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Let's talk about some news and notes as we head into this Saturday night's main event. Wade Keller would report that the WWE is going to announce a broad WWE talent wellness program. It's going to prohibit non-medical use and associate abuse of prescription medication and performance-enhancing drugs, as well as the use of and distribution of illegal drugs. All of the using of masking agents is also prohibited. And they catch all the talent up about this new policy before the Raw SmackDown Super Show taping that happened in Washington, D.C. Vince McMahon leads the meeting, and they announced that David L. Black is going to be heading up the administering of the testing. And a lot of people are of the opinion that this policy is in direct response to the passing of Eddie Guerrero. They even lay out, for instance, steroids are found in the system, that the amount would diminish over time in future tests. It takes months for steroids to completely leave your system. So in theory, you would always have, well, not always, but for a considerable amount of time, have smaller trace amounts of steroids in your test. So they need to see that taper off if they catch you there. And it's written from there, a positive test for a continued use of any prohibited substance will result in a 30-day suspension without pay. A second positive test is a 60-day suspension, also without pay or inpatient care if the doctor so determines. And the third positive is a termination. And if you're caught with illegal substances or show up under the influence of chemicals, including alcohol at the workplace, you're going to be subject to fines, suspensions, and termination. And they've also got a cardiovascular aspect to this wellness program. And that's the part that I don't think we talked about enough, because when people say this policy is in direct response from Eddie Guerrero's passing, I think they automatically jump to conclusions that Eddie died of this or that. Eddie had a heart issue, and the company nor Eddie knew about it. So this cardiovascular testing as part of this wellness policy is probably a game changer for the company, right?
It is. And it was something that was brought to light, obviously, with Eddie, and you see the condition of his heart, and Eddie didn't know, company didn't know. And the question was, well, a guy that was in as good a shape as Eddie Guerrero appeared to be, and performing at a level that he performed every single night, there were no indications. So instituting a wellness policy that incorporated all things wellness, from your mental health to your physical health, everything in between, and have that monitored and be a resource for talent versus looking at it as not looking at it, ooh, this is the drug policy. That's not what it was at all. This was a policy of, okay, guys, how can we be, the healthiest that you can be? And if you have underlying conditions, then if we do regular testing, we are going to discover those conditions a whole lot sooner. That's the general understanding that I have of it, and it was done to help talent be able to be in front of things and not look at something like, oh my God, I didn't know that was there. Because a lot of times guys were on the road so often, to have a family doctor and have time to actually go to a doctor and get checked up, they're just going to keep going. They're going to keep moving on. This instituted a policy, and this instituted testing, overall testing for them that would help them and be a source for them to catch shit early on.
Well, I'm glad it happened. I hate that, we had to lose Eddie, but I'm really excited that some positive change came from that. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.